a lot of people ask me a lot of questions on the Chirac King that goes by the name of FBG Duck. Now, these questions in particular, was Duck the King? Did Duck really have O-Block scared? Was this guy really the Chirac bully? That's what a lot of people ask me. So we basically gonna break down how FBG Duck earned his title as the Chicago Bully. Before we get into that, subscribe to this channel, turn on all post notifications, shout out notification gang. If you want to be a member, just comment on this video, notification gang, bro. That's all you gotta do. Notification button right next to the subscribe button, so just press it. You'll be notified with all the good news. We got prizes, we got interviews, uploads. We got a lot of stuff that's jumping off on Cloud TV. So make sure you get your fair share and subscribe to the channel. But FBG Duck, the Chirac bully, the guy who ain't take nothing, the guy who ain't play no games with nobody, the guy who pulled up with the 30-30, FBG Duck, King Duck. Duck was really the Chicago bully. And I'm going to tell you why. FBG Duck was known in the streets to mangle guys up, basically punch them up, a lot of shit like that. You got to think about it. FBG Duck, his height was damn near like 6'7". That guy was like 6'7", 6'8". He was taller than anybody, like an iron giant. A lot of people feared that guy because at a young age, Duck was big. He was big as hell at a young age, man. And he could be easily spotted out of the crowd. Everybody know the biggest dude was FBG Duck. This guy was like a bull out there in the streets. A lot of people were scared of him. Uh, he was running around with the STL, gangsters, FBG, Flyboy Gang. They created that. And, he was just a dominant force with these guys, they was beefing with a lot of O-Block members. Even in school, it was a lot of buzz beatings. It was a lot of people at the CTA bus stop getting jumped. It was, a lot of big gang fights as far as O-Block versus FBG. They met up a couple times when they was kids, and they threw them hands with each other, man. There was a couple videos floating around showing FBG Duck at least knocking out 3 people on video. And this guy was damn near like 17 or 18. Now, when he lost his brother FBG Brick, Ball in Paradise, when he lost his brother, it kind of changed him. A lot of stuff had changed. FBG Duck was playing with pistols then. He stayed with it on him. He never played no games with nobody. Beatings was handed out. Pistol whippings was handed out. Duck was really a dominant force. And he grew up. He got bigger. He even got a little bit taller. So the guys, he bullied the guys he was beefing with. They was by the thousands. It was a lot of generations and a lot of new O-Blockians that started in the field now, and they knew that FBG Duck and FBG was their main target. FBG Duck lived a long, nice life, man. As far as the Chicago shit, he was surviving in Chicago a long time. He even striked up a deal with Sony Entertainment, a record deal. That's right. It was for about $3 million. Duck earned his name and his stripes out there in the streets. Everybody knew him. Why you think King Von hated FBG Duck so much? You heard all the diss songs about Duck. King Von was saying this himself, because Duck was a force to be reckoned with. He knew that one of his biggest enemies was FBG Duck, and FBG Duck was a problem. And as far as the music shit, Duck was holding down STL, putting on all the guys with the music. He was like the candlelight STL. He was the one that was, hitting millions of views in a short amount of time. He ain't had no Say Cheeses, no Vlads. He didn't have no World Stars, no Shade Room. He did that all off the muscle himself. FBG Duck was indeed a king out here. He was really a bully. It was a couple parties on video that I seen where FBG Duck bullied the whole crowd and told them to shut up before he was gonna smack everybody. It was videos of FBG Duck pulling up on the Chicago clown that year. That clown that was running around in Chicago on Halloween. FBG Duck and being that blackboard on him and put the Yistle in his face. It was a lot of stuff Doug did. Videos of him pulling up on O-Block with the pistol. And Status Update posted that. But Duck was a living legend, man. He was really like what they said that he was. He was really the Chirac bully, and he didn't play no games with nobody. A lot of people hated Duck because of what Duck did to them. You gotta admit, Duck was putting people on their back. A lot of people was getting stumped out. There was a lot of murders taking place. You know, everything that happened on STL, they blamed Duck for, the police. Duck even said it was a time when he was just chilling on the block and the police pulled up on him. Like, what them guns that was in the music videos? Duck was like, oh, y'all too late. They already gone, you know. Duck was a dominant force to be played with. He was no game. A lot of people feared this guy. Like I said, he was an iron giant, weighing over, what, 200 some pounds, and he was like 6'7", 6'8" in height. So all the gangbangers that he was fighting out there in the streets was very, very, very smaller than him. So Duck always had the upper advantage with the mitts. He was meat, meat, meat. You know, the guys was, and you know, size don't matter, because I seen some little guys out here that throw them mitts, you know, throw them things. But Duck was not only a big guy, he had the mitts too. Like, he brutally beat a lot of old blockians by the thousands, bro. A lot of old block members have Duck knuckle print in their face, and that's no lie. We're not here to dirty up nobody or anything like that. We just saying facts is facts. You know, it was also a video of FBG Duck, you know, bullying the crap out of this guy at his house, because I guess the dude dropped the rakes at his home. So FBG Duck, you know, he put the hands on him and put him out the house, you know. This went very viral. A lot of people knew that Duck was king when he did that. It was a lot of people sitting around, you know, laughing at this guy. FBG Duck said he didn't want to do him that dirty because dude was kind of off or something. He had something was wrong with him for him to drop the rakes in his house. But trust me, Duck did a little bit of damage to him. You know, a lot of people hated this guy. A lot of people, King Von really hated him. King Von knew that Duck was turning up STL. Duck was turning up FBG every night. It was parties. You know, everybody wanted to chill with the Clout Boys. You know, Duck had the clout. Lil J had the clout. His whole camp had the clout. But you know, as far as not to be played with, this big bulldog of a man was beating the hell out of these guys. You know, beating the hell out of them, and that's what we heard. But when guns got involved, you know, it was different. You know, a lot of people were scoring on them, and they score on them. You know, guns, you know, they different from a fist fight. People can actually score without getting hit in the face. You know, that's why a lot of people turn to these weapons of mass destruction. Duck was a bully on and off the field without a weapon. When they really gave him a weapon, this guy became damn near like the Al Capone of STL. Putting a weapon in Duck hand, you knew that it was over with. When he found out about them Glocks and them switches, it was over with. The whole team had him. Every video, shoot, every music video, FBG Duck shot after he found out about them Glockies, he had them. They kept a pole. It was a video when Zach TV visited FBG Duck Hood, and Duck was telling Zach, "You good, man? Trust me, we got about like 5 poles over here." And Zach was like, "For real? I'm good. Let me see the poles." Duck sent one of his messengers over to the trap. The guy brought out 5 poles, you know, and these was some nice weapons. A lot of people underestimated Duck, but a lot of people knew that he wasn't nothing to be played with. Like I said, this guy was really the Chirac bully. Duck was really a bully in the streets. And like I said, he wasn't going. Just think about it. You losing a brother that's close to you, then people making diss songs. You lose your only brother who was close to you, and people out here ripping them apart, making diss songs, saying they smoking this, they smoking that. You gonna turn to an animal as well. You know, I never seen nobody, even 600 Breezy turned down FBG Duck one-on-one fist fight. Nobody really didn't want to get this guy a fight because they knew that Duck had the mitts and this dude was like an iron giant. This guy was big as fucking Megatron out here. And, you know, they felt like they had to shoot him. That's the only way they could have stopped him, because if it was a fist fight going down, everybody knew Ducky was throwing the mitts on you, you know? Everybody knew. Why you think Famous Dex squashed beef with FBG Duck so quick? Why you think DJ Sean didn't respond back to FBG Duck's threat? Why you think that Young M.A. and everybody apologized? Because Duck was a force of nature. Come on now, you got Young M.A. apologizing. You got Fetty Wap apologizing. These is big celebrity names in the hip hop world. They really didn't have to say nothing to Duck, but they knew that these guys can reach you anywhere around the world. It's people that's vouching for Duck. It's a lot of GDs in this big hill world. The world is filled with GDs all over it, and BDs, and shit, they feel like they had to apologize. They ain't want to get wrecked. Who want to take a wreck? They ain't want to get wrecked. So he basically said they apologized. Duck was making people apologize. Duck was making people tuck their tail out here in the streets. That's why when Duck died, a lot of people started dissing him because when he was alive, they knew what it was. It was crunch time. They knew if Duck was alive right now, it was crunch time. That's why a lot of people feared him, waited till he passed and dropped a FBG diss and this and that. Why didn't you do that while he was alive, bro? Rico Reckless didn't even want to throw no hands with FBG Duck. Everything Reckless did, he did that when Duck was out of town. When he went to STL, Duck was out of town. Duck already had his record deal. Spending money on boat trips with his family and shit, going to resorts. Then Rico Reckless creeps on the block and makes this FFBG Duck video. Like, come on now. Duck was that man, bro. Then he made Slide. Well, if you gonna slide, then slide then. Let me see some fire then. He said, let me know crib about you hiding. Duck was doing it, man. You gotta get that guy his stripes. This guy made FBG. He was He was the muscle of FBG. He was the brains of FBG. He was the breadwinner of FBG. And he was the FBG front line. Not even his homies would dare get out of line with him because they know this dude was a bulldog. You know, they wouldn't get out of line with Duck. Duck the type of guy that'll choke you to death. Honestly, like, this guy was really out here in the streets, like, for real. And rest in peace to King Duck. That's why his family's still eating. He's still feeding his family right now to this day. His mom doing good, his little sisters and them doing good in school. But you gotta give Duck his flowers. He scared thousands of Oblockians. That's right, he scared them about 1,000. A lot of people knew who this guy was, and when this guy passed, a lot of people wanted to use his name in vain. But they knew that really, if Duck was alive, they knew. Let's just say that was their time to celebrate when he left. But we just had to break that down for y'all, man. A lot of people asked me about King Duck, and we had to give y'all a visual of what type of time Duck was on. Duck was really on that with anybody, whoever. He never backed down a fight, never backed down a challenge. He was running his block. He was the king of his block, and he was starting to be the king of Chicago when he made that epic record, Slide. So rest in peace to Duck, man. Shout out Mama Weekly. Rest in peace, Brick, Kobe. Rest in peace, everybody from both sides, from OBlock and from STL. Rest in peace, all the fallen guys. But like I said, a lot of people ask me, give y'all a story on FBG Duck. Is this guy really the Chicago bully? What do I think? Duck was the Chicago bully, bro. And these are facts. The police knew who he was. A lot of people knew who this guy was. You remember that song Money Bag Yo made, right? Trending. This guy was trending every day. It's a thing when you only trending for one day, not even on YouTube, but on the block. Even on YouTube, trending every day. A lot of people wanted to see what was to Duck. And when they went on STL, they seen the biggest guy that was standing up, and they knew that's King Duck right there. But don't get me wrong, don't slide on that block if you ain't got them pipe. A lot of people out there, them pipe. A lot of people piped up. A lot of people pipe. You know? Don't slide on that block if you ain't got no protection. Because they was on every car. It was shooters on every corner. When Duck was outside, it was at least like 3 shooters out there to protect him. They knew how valuable this man was. They knew the leniency in the literature. Just like Duck said on Vlad TV, it's a lot of people that wanted to murder this man because they knew he was a problem. They knew he was a bully. Problem child. They knew he was a problem child though. But like I said, man, question of the day. Do you think FBG Duck was really the Chicago bully? Subscribe this channel, turn on all post notifications, shout out notification gang if you want to be a member. comment on this video, notification gang. We appreciate y'all. Ball in Paradise, King Duck. Let me know what y'all think about him. Do y'all think he was the bully or what? It's Clout TV, and we out of this thing. Gang.